I don't understand how mukbangers get the angle of everything right. So whatever, this will have to do. Hey everybody, so today I'm doing one of my favorite videos to film ever because it's literally just me talking and eating. My two favorite activities. So today we're going to do a fun little mukbang. We're going to eat some food, we're gonna chat, we're gonna catch up, but about fun things. I feel like the first video that I put up that was catching up was a little bit heavy. You know, there's some subject matter that was kind of, you know, a lot to bring up. So today, I just wanna yap with y'all. I just wanna have some fun. I have a little list of topics here so that way I don't forget what I wanna talk to you guys about, but I just wanna talk to you about like fun updates, pop culture, music, just sleepover stuff, right? So let's go through what I have to eat here. So it is like almost 12:30 and I have not eaten yet because I knew that I wanted this. So I went to one of my favorite gluten-free and vegan delis and it got really, really messed up in the transportation, but I have chipotle corn pasta over here. I have curry roasted cauliflower here, and then this is called Allison's breakfast, and it's like a potato tofu scramble. I'm salivating. I'm so hungry. I also have this coconut jasmine rice pudding that is so good. I'm obsessed with it. I have my little iced almond milk vanilla latte. I have my Era's cup of water. And because I'm a sucker for sugar cookies, and this place has the best gluten-free and vegan sugar cookies. Look it! Like, can you believe that that's gluten-free? Look how fluffy that is. It's crazy. First things first, you may be like, why are you eating all this gluten-free food? Because I'm gluten intolerant now. I haven't gone to the doctor. It has just been something that I have kind of figured out myself through food journaling and taking foods out and putting them back in. But as of about a year and a half ago, my body just stopped being able to do gluten. I want to go to the doctor and make sure that it's not celiac and all of that. But genuinely, you know what the shittiest part of that is? I think the stress that I put on my body the last couple of years, like, gave me a gluten intolerance, which I have heard of happening. It's happened to some of my friends, not necessarily with gluten intolerance, but other, like, you get like autoimmune diseases or like just different things. Like, your body does not react to stress well. Stress is one of the worst things you can do for your body. And I think I stressed myself out into gluten intolerance. So like I said, I want to go get tested and make sure that it's not celiac, and then kind of go from there and see if I can do, you know, organic flour or like different things like that I've heard that, you know, there are some things that gluten intolerant people can still have as long as it's not celiac. And then the other big change is that because I had to go gluten-free, I am no longer vegan, which might be disappointing, and I'm a little disappointed, but also not really, because like it was just the right choice for me. If you guys know me, you have known that with going cruelty-free, with going vegan, vegetarian, whatever it is, whatever is sustainable in your life, go for it. If it's only sustainable for you to only buy cruelty-free makeup, go for it. If it's only sustainable for you to do, you know, meatless Monday, go for it. So I'm trying to apply that principle to myself. As much as I love being vegan, being gluten-free and vegan destroyed me. Like, I, as somebody who grew up with food as a big love language and who loves sharing food and who loves trying food, like food is a huge part of my life. And having to restrict that much was really not good for me. It was really hard to shop. It was really expensive. And also, like, I like cooking, but I'm not somebody who wants to be in the kitchen all the time. And so, like, I don't know, it just got really hard, and it weighed on my mental health so much, and it weighed on my physical health. I was just not treating my body right. Now, I am still vegetarian. I don't think I'll ever eat meat again. It's been like 10 years of me being vegetarian, and it feels good to go back to just vegetarianism. But yeah, it just wasn't sustainable for me. So that's that on that. I still eat a bunch of vegan food. Like, I still don't do dairy milk. I still have reduced the amount of animal products that I eat by a lot. And I mean, it's also really nice because most like boxed processed gluten-free stuff is also vegan, because if they're gonna make it free of one allergen, they usually make it free of all like dietary restrictions for the most part. But yeah, I don't know. That's my update. If you're disappointed in that, I'm sorry. but I'm not sorry because it's what's best for me. Maybe take that as your sign to take that step to do what's best for you, even if it wasn't exactly in your plan. But anyways, let's talk about some fun stuff. I want to talk about Gilmore Girls. So this last winter, this coconut rice pudding, I wish you guys could try it. I want to talk about Gilmore Girls. I watched Gilmore Girls for the first time this winter, and I just want to talk about it. I'm gonna put a big disclaimer that I think a lot of people are not gonna like how I feel about Gilmore Girls, and I think it's because I didn't grow up with it. Like, I think coming at Gilmore Girls, a 30-year-old woman in 2024, oh my god, I almost said 2025. God. Things just don't really land well in 2024, which again is fair. Oh my god, did I just gleek everywhere? Which is fair for like any old show, right? But hear me out. I loved the first, how many seasons are there? 7? I loved those first few seasons. Like Rory going to Chilton, getting through high school. Like, I loved all of that. I loved Dean. I loved the whole Dean arc. And like, even when she like fucks shit up with Dean, with Jess, like that was so honestly deeply relatable. I really liked it. I hated Jess, but then you love Jess, which I think is the right progression. Here's my problem with Gilmore Girls. Where is the character development? I really think watching A Year in a Life kind of like fully ruined it for me. Like, I had my problems with Gilmore Girls proper, but overall, like, I sobbed my eyes out. I was a little like crying like a baby when I watched the ending. Like, again, I had my problems with it. I really don't like the miscommunication trope. So like Luke and Lorelai drove me nuts because it's like, if you just were able to have a mature conversation, like we could just move the fuck on and you guys could be like actually happy for once. So shit like that really bugged me. But overall, I enjoyed it. And then I watched A Year in a Life, and here's the thing, that he was the kicker. Here's the kicker. Rory is still cheating on partners at what, how old is she then? 30?
What?
She's still, like, I feel like none of them, and like Lorelai and Rory are like joking about it. They're like, oh yeah, like I need to break up with him. He's like, you know, it's like talking shit about him, but then be like, oh, but he's a good guy. I need to break up with him. I'm like, what are we doing here? I don't know. Lorelai really like grated on, both of them grated on me towards the end of it. And I did just start a rewatch. I want to go in with it and just have a silly, goofy time and watch it again. But yeah, I don't know. Editing Katie here because I need to pop in here and just say that they also did Lane so dirty. So dirty. You are telling me that she went through all of that just to get pregnant and have to like settle down? Like, I hate what they did with Lane's story. I'm like, yeah, whatever. She got married. She still in a band. But also, what's his name? Zach? He fucking sucks. Like, I hate what they did to Lane. Anyways, I digress. Back to my regularly scheduled YouTubing. Okay, I know that it is a very, very beloved show, so I know that if you grew up with it, you probably have very, very warm feelings towards it, and I totally get it. If I would have grown up with that show, like, that would have been a game changer for me. Also, I have a very, very exciting announcement that is exclusive to this YouTube channel because I haven't posted about it on Instagram, but I got a roommate. Oh, sorry. Her name is Petunia. She's a little Scottish fold mix that was rescued from a colony of strays. This is my second day having her. She still needs to go to the vet and get all taken care of, but she's the sweetest little girl, and I'm so excited to have a cat again. Oh my god. I love this chipotle corn pasta. It's like the right amount of spice, and it's so good. Hi, baby. Yeah, so that's my little baby Petunia. Little Miss Tuna, as we call her. She's so cute. She's purring like a motorboat right now. We literally just snuggled all day yesterday. It was amazing. So yeah, anyways, I would love to hear how you feel about Lorelai and Rory and Emily as characters. Would love to hear your thoughts on them. Like, especially if you grew up with them, like looking at them, you know, with fresh, mature eyes. I'd love to hear. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? I would love to talk about All Time Low re-recording, like pulling a Taylor Swift and re-recording some of their old hits. Have you guys heard this? Like, have you heard these yet? They're called the All Time Low Forever Sessions. No. That's not for you. Oh, we gotta clean your eyes, baby girl. So I watched Zach Sang's interview with the lead singer of All Time Low. I don't know how to, Alex Gaskarth, is that how you pronounce it? And he basically explained that that they wanted to re-record them because they're old songs. I think it's like 6 of them. And it's like Dear Maria, 6 Feet Under the Stars, Coffee Shop Soundtrack, Poppin' Champagne, Remembering Sunday, and one more that I can't remember. But he basically said that like their old songs are such a huge part of their live show and like mean so much to their fans that they kind of wanted to just update them, which I love. If you know anything about me musically, you know that 1, I love My Chemical Romance. That's what you know about me musically first. But 2, I am a first album girly. I love a first album so fucking much. Or like at least an early album. Like Bullets is probably my favorite. My Chem album. I love All Time Low's EP. And So Wrong It's Right. Like Dookie is one of my favorite albums of all time, which I saw Green Day live and I saw Green Day play Dookie from start to finish, and I will never shut up that I got to do that. It was so fucking cool. These re-recordings are so good. One, his voice is just a lot like fuller, almost like more growly, like, and the songs are just so powerful. He was saying in the interview that he basically wanted the songs to sound like, if you crank them up, it sounded like when they play it live, which I haven't seen All Time Low live in a long time, but it gives that vibe. It's amazing. If you haven't listened to these songs, oh my God. And then being the new baby Swiftie that I am, I was like hearing Remembering Sunday re-recorded this year was, and he, instead of Juliet Sims, it was his wife that sang on it, and she has a fucking incredible voice. I was like, oh, this is my Dear John Taylor's version. Like, this is my, like, hardcore, you know, like, love breakup song that I grew up listening to, now upgraded for today. It's so good. I can't stop listening, specifically to the Remembering Sunday re-record. Oh, dog, it's so good. Come here. She's just so sweet. She's just the sweetest little girl in the world, you guys. My camera overheated, and I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, the re-records. Remembering Sunday, I just can't stop listening to. It is so good. And like all of them are so good. And honestly, that Zach Sang interview is a really, really great one. You can tell, I don't know Zach Sang very well. I've watched a couple of his interviews, but his producer, not Zach, but the other guy, you can tell that that guy was an emo kid, like was a scene kid, because he's just like geeking out the whole time talking to Alex about the scene at the time and the different waves of pop punk that came through and everything. And again, I know none of his backstory, so maybe you guys are looking at me like, yeah, of course, it's this person and he has done this person. I don't know, but it was a really, really, really good interview. Oh, speaking of that, do not jump up on here, little girl. That is not for you to jump up. Speaking of early albums, I went to the Green Day tour that was, what was it? The Saviors tour, where they played all of Dookie and all of American Idiot from start to finish. I feel like, of all the shit that I've gone through with my exes and the breakups and everything, I feel like the universe really had my back when it came to concerts. I feel like the universe has had my back with concerts. I had tickets, one of my exes, to go see My Chemical Romance, which was my first time seeing My Chemical Romance. We broke up. I got to take my best friend who loves My Chem just as much as I do. And then also with that same ex, I had tickets to go see Avril Lavigne, and ended up not going with him and going with one of my friends. And also for Avril Lavigne, we had floor seats, but we had, you know, there's the pit and then there's like the floor seats behind the pit. We were like in the seated area, but then when me and my friend showed up, we just got shown to the floor. So I just got like accidentally upgraded Avril Lavigne tickets and got to be on the floor, my first time ever seeing Avril Lavigne, which was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was so fun. And then for Green Day, I had the tickets with my most recent ex, and he ended up not wanting to go, so I got to take one of my girlfriends, and it was Linda's Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, and Green Day. And I don't know if I've talked about this, like I didn't really grow up with like classic punk. I grew up with classic rock, and then pretty much listened to classic rock until I got my own music taste, which was emo music, right? Scene kid music, emo music. So the classic punk, ska, like early hardcore, like that classic punk I didn't really grow up with. When I saw Rancid on the lineup, I was like, oh, I think I probably know Rancid. Looked it up. I know so many of their songs. So many of their songs. When I worked retail, one of my favorite playlists to put on, or if you just want to be upbeat and productive, put on a ska punk playlist and just go. It makes me feel like I'm in a video game, like just listening to Rancid and Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish, like all of that music I would listen to at work all the time. And it was one of those things where like, I know all the lyrics to these songs. Did I know who they were by or like the name of the song? No, but like I could sing along to it. So it was really, really fun, you know, seeing Rancid. And I think I knew almost every song that they played besides, you know, they were the second opener, so they didn't have, you know, a very long set list at all. But it was just really fun to go see them. It was really, really cool. That bite was on my spoon for way too long. That's what happens when you yap. And then the show was at T-Mobile Park, formerly Safeco Field, where the Mariners play in Seattle, which was such a fucking awesome concert venue. I'd never seen a concert at a baseball diamond. And it was great because I was in the upper section, like the highest section, but I was like pretty much dead across from the stage, and I was only like 3 rows up. So even though there were no such thing as like bad seats in that venue, like I had, you know, not nosebleeds, but like I was up there and I had such a great view. I will pop a little video that I took here. Oh, I had such a great view. They opened with their newest like hit, which I don't really know. And then they immediately went into Dookie and played it from start to finish with like hardly anything in between. So it was literally just like you were listening to the live CD, and like, oh, it was so much fun. And I feel like this time I struck a right balance of being present, but also taking pictures and videos. Because when I saw My Chem, I really just like didn't want to be on my phone. I just wanted to like be present. But the thing is that concerts are so much and so exciting that like, do you ever really remember the concert? I mean, I remember 2 days later needing to look up the set list because I couldn't remember like what they played. Granted, the set list for that tour was all over the place. Like they changed it up. They played a lot, like it literally felt like it was almost like a random generator. Like they played some of everything and just random shit. I really regretted not having more videos from My Chem. And so what I would do, and this is what I would recommend if you're like me, is like spend one chorus or one verse recording and holding still. Like don't jump, don't sing, just spend one, it doesn't have to be your favorite part of the song. Spend one section of the song, 20 to 30 seconds, and just stand and record. And then put your phone away, go crazy for the rest of the song. The only one that I didn't do that to was When I Come Around, because that's one of my favorite songs of all time. So that one, I think I recorded my reaction when they first started playing it, That's the other thing. Also, like, turn the phone around and like record you and your friends. Like, it's so much more fun that way. One of my favorite videos of me and my best friend Ryan, who's been on the channel, by the way, is the video of us at My Chemical Romance singing Famous Last Words together. Awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. Oh, I could cry. But yeah, it's really hard to find the balance of recording and just being present. But that's what I do, or that's what I did for Green Day, and I really feel really good about it. I got him saying I'm not a part of a MAGA agenda in American Idiot on film. Love that. I got a good section of Jesus of Suburbia, which is one of my other favorite Green Day songs. Oh, it was just such a good concert. It was so good. And Green Day it was My Chemical Romance, Green Day, and Rush that were my big three on my concert bucket list. I obviously can't go see Rush anymore. I saw My Chem, I saw Green Day. Now I think it's like Paramore is on there. I really want to see All Time Low again. I realized that All Time Low was my first concert that I went to that was like my choice. Like I wanted to go see him. And it was All Time Low, We the Kings, Hey Monday in 2009. Oh, it was so good. And speaking of music, Chappell Roan and Sabrina Carpenter, I feel like I don't need to talk about it because like I think y'all know that I'm obsessed with both of them now. But I haven't talked about it because I've been gone. So I love Short and Sweet so much. My one gripe is I don't love the premise of songs like Taste and Coincidence. I mean, Coincidence not so much, like Coincidence is more framing the dude for being shitty, but I don't love the like kind of, you know, pitting women against each other and competing for a man. Like I just feel like that's a little been there, done that in the universe. But I will say it's really catchy and really fun, and just because it's like a been there, done that concept, and I feel like as feminism has developed, we've kind of moved past that. That doesn't mean that it doesn't still happen like in real life and you don't still have those feelings. And I watched the Zane Lowe interview, is that his name? At the Apple Music interview with Sabrina Carpenter. So good. And he pretty much calls her out. He was like, even songs like Taste, like those don't paint you, that song doesn't paint you in a good light, but it's like fun and honest and like a bop. So I love it. And I also, I mean, you know, from one short horny bitch to another, I love all of, like, I love Bedchem, I love Juno, I love these songs so much. I love when women are just unapologetically horny on main. It's the best. I could do without the small dick jokes though. That's another thing. Like, listen, it's fine to have a preference. Like, it's fine for a man to say like, I like big boobs or I like a big ass. Like, that's my preference. Like, there's nothing wrong with having your preference be for big dicks. That's fine. But don't say that he's less of a man because he has a small dick. That's what I have a problem with. That's where I'm like, okay, well, like when Greta Thunberg, am I pronouncing that right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. When she like clapped back at Andrew Tate and basically just like said like, oh yeah, well you have a small dick. That was really frustrating to me because it's like, especially somebody like him, there is so much you could tear down about him that's not his dick size. And then also like, yeah, it's just like, I don't love that because I do feel like it's a little, I don't know, it felt some of like those things felt a little bit regressive, but overall, I love the album. Dumb and Poetic. And okay, I just went on a rant about how much I don't like small dick jokes and, you know, tearing down men in that way. But Slim Pickens is it's probably, Juno's probably my favorite song on that album, and then Slim Pickens is probably second. It is just a boy who's nice that breathes. I swear he's nowhere to be seen. It's It's just so campy and funny and silly. And speaking of camp, let's talk about Miss Chapel Roan. I think the first song I heard from her was Pink Pony Club. And I think my friend played it for me in the car. Shout out Alex. No, that's what it was. I watched HT-HAZE, which if you don't watch HT-HAZE, you need to watch HT-HAZE. I'm gonna put a list of my favorite HT-HAZE's videos down below. He like reacts to albums for the first time, and he reacted to The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess before I had even heard it, and I was like, speaking of horny bitches, who is this horny bitch? I wanna know her. But yeah, he is such a fucking fun YouTuber. I love him. But yeah, and then I remember hearing Good Luck Babe for the first time and like changed my fucking brain chemistry. That is one song that I will just put on in the car before work and listen to like 3 times in a row just to like hype myself up. That belt that she does, that post-bridge belt, and I love that she's standing up for herself and is like doing what she wants to protect her mental health. I fucking love that, but as somebody who wants so much more music from her, I'm like, please don't quit music. I really hope that her taking this time is beneficial and means that she can stay in the music industry for longer, because she's perfect and amazing and I love her. I have one more random story. So random story that I really want to tell you guys because it was just so funny. For my apartment, I really wanted this room to be light and airy and like pink and bright and gold, right? Like that's like this vibe, right? Which you can't see all of my apartment, but you get the vibe. And then I wanted my bedroom to be darker, emo, spooky, sexy, right? Like I have pink bedding, a black bed frame, black furniture. I have my black bookcase with all of my like Gerard Way Funko Pops and my sex ed books and stuff like that. And I have like my flash sheet prints, and then I printed off, I'll put them here, a Helena and a Reputation poster that I got from Etsy. And I wanted to do like a gallery wall with those, and then a couple of my other like flash sheet prints that I have, my Chemical Romance flash sheet print that I have, a couple other things. And then I was kept looking on Etsy for like sexy lady prints, like maybe some like BDSM sexy lady prints, but just I wanted some like arty, nudie things. And I just like couldn't find what I was looking for, you know? I just couldn't find it. And then I went, hang on a second, I have access to my own nudies, and I have access to Canva. So yeah, bitch put her nudes into Canva and like edited them, added a different backdrop. I tried to make it like look like a print, and I made like a checkerboard background that was the colors that I'm using for the rest of my room. And I was like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna turn my own nudes into art and then hang it on my wall. And so I did that. You know, whenever I do things like that, I never like think about the real life situations that would happen when I do that, like going to pick up said prints, and granted my face isn't in them, and they're, you know, they're not full nudes, but like going into Walgreens and having the best way I can describe this man is like a Washington version of Roland Shit from Schitt's Creek, be behind the counter at the Walgreens pickup desk. And I go up and I was like, oh hey, like I have some prints for, you know, Katie, blah, blah. He turns around, grabs the sleeve of prints, he picks them up, and he goes,
oh yeah, these must be you.
And I was like, oh no. So, you know, sometimes you print off art for yourself and you end up making the day of a random kind of creepy gentleman at a Walgreens randomly. So that's my that's my story. But they're fun. They turned out really fun, and highly, highly recommend just going to the website Canva and just fucking around with pictures of yourself. It's really, really fun and really easy. Okay, y'all, I am so full. Like I said, I didn't even get to my cookie. I'll have one bite of cookie because, come on, how cute is he? I think I'm gonna bite his arm off. Oh my God. Sugar cookies are my favorite. Like frosted sugar cookies are my shit. Like, you know the Loft House pink cookies? You know the cookies. I could eat a whole package of those. Like, I love soft, thick, frosted sugar cookies so much. And as I'm sure most of you can assume, a lot of gluten-free baking, a lot of places don't do it well. This place does it very, very, very well. Oh, whenever I get a sugar cookie from there, I just, ooh, that's my ultimate little treat. But anyways, you guys, I feel like I have thoroughly yapped. I am so full. I might need to go take a nap now. Thank you all so much for watching. I love doing videos like this so much. I would love to do another one. I think my Swifty one is gonna be a mukbang. Why can't I talk? I can't talk because I'm so delirious because I'm so happy and full, and there's a little kitty sleeping in my lap, so I'm just distracted by little Petunia. But anyways, that's it. That's my video for today. I love you all so much. Please comment and let me know what you want to see next on my channel. What makeup things do y'all want to see? Do you want to see like makeup tutorials still? Like, is that something we're still interested in here on this channel? They aren't going to be as like fancy and extensive because I don't do fancy and extensive makeup all the time anymore, but I definitely have some looks that I'm like, this is fun. I really like this. I don't know. What do y'all want to see? Just let me know. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.